What's up everyone, and welcome back to the Bold and the Beautiful 24 official channel. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button today. Let's get started. Bill Spencer is making a huge mistake with Dr. Buckingham. Here, something just doesn't make much sense. Naturally, we are discussing Bill Spencer and his terrible mistake with Dr. Buckingham Grace. He wants her to save Liam Spencer, his son, but here's the catch. She wants $1 million to pay for the life-saving surgery he needs right now. With Bill Spencer is making a huge mistake. Buckingham. But at the same time, Bill said yes to her request to wire the money without even bothering to look at her qualifications or credentials. Who performs that? Naturally, there was a lot to say about the subject on the internet. Some have even said, I wonder if he even had a tumor or if it was something milder and she made it seem bigger to get money. Some people have even said this. She hides things. Especially her desire to be by his side following the GS. As if she feared that they would discover that he was not dying and did not have a tumor. It's possible that the drugs she gave him were making him sick. However, I kind of see Bill's side, was written by another critic of the show. If he believes Liam is running out of time and dying. He trusts Buckingham and wants to do whatever he can as soon as possible. Will the surgery be successful for Liam Spencer? He wants to redeem himself and save Liam. Even if I were a parent, I would do research and other things to save my children. The following observation followed. Perhaps Liam does not have a brain tumor at all. Dr. Grace set it up constantly. It's possible that Liam has been taking the medications, as they made him look and feel awful. Grace kept receiving texts during a recent episode. After Liam's surgery, does he still believe in hope? Updates and spoilers for the Bold and the Beautiful hint that Liam Spencer may experience memory loss following his upcoming surgery. Will he believe he is still married to Hope Logan when he wakes up? Liam was subjected to a risky experiment. Fans of B&B are aware that Liam chose a risky procedure that could easily go wrong. Even though Liam was able to get through the surgery, that doesn't mean he will always be the same person. We're talking about a brain operation on Liam that is still in its infancy. The fact that we have to keep everything under wraps says a lot about the risks that come with it. Before Liam wakes up, there is a possibility that he will be in a coma for some time. Hope and Steffi Forrester may have yet another reason to hold Bill Spencer accountable for Liam's suffering as a result of this. Liam's future may be altered by CBS soap. However, the show might take Liam's story in a different direction, which could have a big impact on Hope's relationship with Carter Walton. Hope's reconciliation with Carter was encouraged by Liam, who wanted to ensure that she would continue to have a significant person in her life after Liam left. We need to think about the possibility of Liam suffering from memory loss now that he has undergone this terrifying brain surgery. What if Liam experiences at least partial amnesia as a result of the tumor's removal? If Liam awoke believing he was still married to Hope, it would be fascinating. When Steffi was shot and came out of a coma before, this happened. Similar plots have previously been explored on the show, such as when Steffi believed that Liam was still her husband after Sheila Sharp shot her along with John Finn. It could be Liam's turn to believe that Hope is his wife when he wakes up. His mind might wander back to a time when he and Hope were happily married, so how would she react? Hope would be surprised at first, but she might eventually like the idea of starting over with Liam. Even if Liam learns the reasons for their marriage's demise, he can reassure Hope that it doesn't matter to him and that he just wants to be with her in the future. If Carter gets another chance at life, he might worry about losing Hope to Liam. This worry is made worse if Liam's memories change and he thinks he's still Hope's husband. With Bill Spencer is making a huge mistake. Buckingham. The blind faith in Dr. Spencer that Bill Spencer has in him no longer makes much sense. Buckingham Grace Bill made a decision that may go down as the gravest mistake of his life in an effort to save Liam Spencer, his son. Grace offered a miraculous, life-saving surgical solution when Liam was in dire condition, still healing from a gunshot wound and reeling from a mysterious brain tumor diagnosis. Her cost? A $1 million wire transfer immediately. Bill agreed without conducting any kind of background check, consulting John Finnegan, or checking her medical credentials. His reasoning had been hijacked by desperation, and as of right now, that choice carries the risk of unraveling everything. Instantaneously, viewers of The Bold and the Beautiful began circulating online, raising suspicions regarding Grace's dishonest behavior. Many fans have the hunch that Liam might not have had a tumor at all, at least not one that necessitated such a risky surgery. Was all of this a complex ploy to defraud Bill Spencer of a cool $1 million? Was Grace profiting from a distraught father who was attempting to right a lifetime of wrongs? Bill's responses to the questions never make him look good. Grace's cautious behavior after the surgery makes the situation even more suspicious. While nervously pacing and receiving suspicious text messages, she remained glued to her phone. She gave the impression of being more preoccupied with the money and maintaining her good looks than she was with celebrating Liam's so-called recovery. She avoided the hospital and avoided difficult questions after the operation, which did not help. Her act of disappearing appeared more like that of a con artist than a caring physician to anyone who was paying close attention. The issue of the surgery itself comes next. Grace claimed that the tumor had been removed, but she hasn't provided any credible evidence to back up her claim. Grace is the only person who hasn't looked at Liam's MRI results in depth yet. Notably, Finn, a real doctor who has a track record of diagnosing impossible conditions and saving lives, was completely kept in the dark. Why didn't Bill first talk to him? Before agreeing to something so drastic and risky, why didn't he demand a second opinion? Bill's emotional state is sympathized with by some fans. He is desperate to be Liam's hero, to alleviate the suffering he has caused and demonstrate that he is a worthy father. He bit hard when Grace presented him with hope. However, even in his desperate state, a man with a business acumen and calculation of dollar bill ought to have conducted some research. Not only is it about money, but also about Liam's life. Additionally, everything about the circumstance now seems off. Liam is unconscious in the Spencer mansion, recovering from a surgery that might not have been necessary, as rumors fly and tension grows. Or, even worse, it could have been a hoax. Grace may have only cut into Liam to give the impression of a surgical procedure. Some people think that the drugs she gave him made him look sicker than he really was. It's possible that the initial test results were altered. What about the $1 million? Grace was seen in a recent scene frantically checking her phone as a bank transfer was completed. She appeared relieved, but her demeanor was far from that of someone who had just saved a life. Steffi Forrester, Finn, and Hope Logan are all beginning to get the impression that something is not right. Bill told them that Liam was too weak to talk when they asked to see him when they arrived at his house. However, that did not stop them from requesting clarification. Particularly, Finn was unable to conceal his disapproval. He inquired as a physician as to why Bill had not consulted him. Finn would have assisted Liam if he had a brain tumor. He would have made sure that Liam got the right medical care, not a rushed procedure approved by a questionable doctor. Hope, on the other hand, was split. While she appreciated Bill's assistance when Liam required it, she was uneasy about Grace and the entire circumstance. The silence. The hurried procedure. Grace's disappearance almost immediately following the procedure. Everything felt wrong. The most terrifying possibility of all came next. What if Liam wakes up different? Liam may be suffering from memory loss early on. When Steffi awoke from her coma, viewers recall that she had a similar experience in which she believed she was still married to Liam. Could Liam suffer the same fate? If that's the case, how will it affect him and Hope in particular? What would happen if Liam awoke believing that Hope and he are still married? That would cause everything to unravel. With Carter Walton, Hope has attempted or moved on. Because he wanted Hope to have a good and stable partner, Liam supported their connection. But how will Hope react if he now believes he is still her husband? Will she be tempted to accept his version of the truth, or will she remind him of the divorce? A situation like this could elicit feelings neither of them are prepared for. Hope may fall back into old routines because she still has strong feelings for Liam. A rewritten memory could further ensnare Liam, who is clinging to fragments of his past. Carter, on the sidelines, may sense that his chances with Hope are fading. Naturally, all of this is predicated on the fact that Liam had brain surgery. If Grace is a con artist and the whole thing was staged, Liam's condition could get worse again, leading to a real crisis. Worse still, Grace might disappear with the money before anyone knows. Bill will face the ire of Hope, Steffi, and Finn, as well as possibly law enforcement, in that scenario. He put his son's life in danger by authorizing a medical procedure under false pretenses. Ridge Forrester, Taylor Hayes, and Brooke Logan have joined forces to support Liam in the interim. Their usual rivalries have been put aside so that they can work together for a common goal. They are praying for Liam's recovery once more as a team. However, That tranquility will be shaken if the truth about Grace emerges. Brooke and Taylor may get into a fight once more, this time over who is to blame for allowing Bill to act so recklessly. Ridge 2. He might find himself at a crossroads in his love life that leads to heartbreak. But if Liam never recovers, the real pain will come. Or if he wakes up in a different persona. The show seems to be preparing for a storm of lies, betrayal, and false hope. It's possible that Bill was oblivious to the dangers in front of him because he was seeking redemption. Grace Buckingham is not the person she says she is. She is succumbing to her lies. Additionally, Liam may bear the ultimate cost. Bill's bold move is about to blow up spectacularly. The relationships between the characters will break down as they begin to piece together the truth, and the consequences will be significant. One thing is certain, regardless of whether Liam survives and remembers the truth, the terrible mistake Bill made with Dr. Buckingham are only getting started.